Let me explain to you the difference between a wavy snap ring and a flat snap ring. Now, this is a wavy snap ring. See? I mean, it's pretty darn obvious. What does this do? Why is it wavy? Why does it have this contour? Well, all right, so if you ride motorcycles, all right, and I'll explain this for, car drivers, you've all heard of a friction zone, okay? That is the part of the clutch where you let it out, where you can smoothly engage the clutch, okay? Now, when you go to a performance clutch pack, they say get rid of that wavy snap ring or that wavy metal, okay? And what they do, they give you a flat steel, so you can put an extra friction in there, so you can gain that clamping force, all right? Because the more frictions you have, the more surface area, the more ability to hold torque you have. However, when you do that to a motorcycle, the clutch, the friction zone is no longer there, okay? What happens is it's more like a light switch, on, off, on, off. You have a little bit of friction zone, but it's very seldom. And the only friction zone you have is right before the frictions actually engage. That's it. As soon as that oil gets dispersed and the frictions touch the steels and they clamp, that's it. That's your friction zone. This wavy helps cushion that. This is your friction zone. So if you put a wavy snap ring in here, what's going to happen is the clutches will be able to slip before it actually engages and clamps, okay? Because this is a variable. This gives you a spring, okay? This gives you a zone where the clutches can actually, or the frictions can actually spin before it actually engages and actually clamps down. Same thing in a motorcycle. When you get rid of that wavy and put a flat one in there to get that extra friction in that clutch pack, that basket, it's more like a light switch, on, off, okay? You lose that friction zone. Same thing in a transmission. You get rid of that wavy, the friction zone for the clutch pack is null and void. It's more like a light switch, okay? Because you cannot, well, unless you make an orifice, or you make a smaller orifice so it'll engage the clutch pack slower, but then you get band overlap, okay? You can't do that. So it is a set thing in stone. You get rid of this, you get rid of the friction zone, and it's more like a light switch, on, off. Clutch pack comes on, clutch pack comes off. The Bellevue spring in here, same thing. It acts as a friction zone, okay? It's a heavier spring. It's going to slowly engage, and because it's a heavier spring, it's going to apply more pressure to this without flexing, okay? Same thing. If you put a wavy one in here, now I'm going to probably take this snap ring out and put a wavy one in here, and that's only because I want, when I put it in drive, I don't want it to bump in gear, okay? I want it to smoothly engage in gear. Do you need it? No. Will I actually do it? I don't know. I'm kind of kicking it around because right now I've never driven this transmission. I don't know how it's going to react. I really don't, okay? But if I feel that the engagement when I put it in drive and this pack comes on, if I feel that bump and I don't want that bump there, or I'm going to put the wavy snap ring in here. Now, how does that affect what converter? If you have a high stall converter, okay, that's going to be a buffer zone. It's going to act as a friction zone for the clutch pack when you put it in gear, because remember, it's not, if you have a 2,000 stall, 3,000 stall, 4,000 stall and you're at idle, you're putting it in gear at 800 RPM and it stalls at 2,000 or 3, it's not really going to be spinning the input of the transmission, so you're going to feel less of a bump. Now, if, let's just say you have a 2,000 stall and it does not engage till 2,000, and you go rev it up to 2,000 RPM and you put it in gear, it's going to bump, okay? So higher stall will engage when you put it in drive smoother, okay? I have a 2,500 stall, 22 to 26, something like that stall in the truck for this transmission. I have that for this transmission. So That's probably why I put the flat one in here. Like I said, you know what, I'm just probably going to leave this alone. All right, leave it alone. I got a decent stall. I got the Bellevue spring helping me out with that friction zone while engaging in the drive. Yeah, I'm just going to leave it alone, okay? Because I'd rather have a flat snap ring in here than a wavy one, okay? So I'm just going to leave that one alone. This is more of a cruising clutch pack. I'm already going down the road. I'm already flying. I want it to come on. I want it to engage good. I don't want no slippage. I want this to be an on-off light. Okay? I don't want this to have that much of a friction zone. I want it to come on and stay on.